Hi Gerhard, given others are rallying against Bitcoin and aggressively rallying against the blue chips, do you think the short altcoins, long major caps trade could be entering a regime change? No, I do not think so. So the idea here is the following. Let's go to this. So let's look at the others dominance. The others dominance since the beginning of the year went up by 9% roughly, and we started our relative valuation trade vault over here, right, a few days after deposits finished. That's up 6 to 7%. So the altcoins actually did outperform since we started betting on falling altcoins. The relative valuation vault currently is down slightly by 2%. So not by 6 to 7%, but by 2%. We were able to mitigate some of that altcoin outperformance. But the question really is always about the very long term. Right, when we look at the altcoin performance since the beginning of 2022, they are going down. And what we are currently discussing is how there might be a regime change because of this rally over here. But this is just simple long-term fluctuation. And what the others dominance is showing is the altcoin market cap. It doesn't even show the altcoin price development. And that's something that many people don't really understand. Many people think that when the others dominance is going up, or when altcoins in general tend to do relatively well, that this is a long-term change. But really what's happening is that the altcoins tend to expand in supply over time. So early investors and the team, etc., they get new tokens unlocked over time, right? This is called the vesting unlocks. And because of those unlocks, they have the option at least, and many people exercise that option, to sell that new allocation. So the liquid supply of many altcoins is going up over time. So let's say the liquid supply was to double and the price was to get cut in half. The market cap would still be the same, right? Because the supply doubled, the price got cut in half. But the performance, obviously, of most investors went down, right? You went down by 50%. And that's the fundamental issue. The issue really is that prices tend to do much worse compared to even what this altcoin or this others dominance chart here shows. And the others dominance chart itself already shows an underperformance of 62% since 2022. But most altcoins went down much more than that. This disconnect is what we take advantage of. And of course, the altcoin inflation, the altcoin expansion happens over many months. It doesn't just happen over 1.5 months. And that's why we didn't outperform since beginning of the year in the relative valuation trade vault. We still are down 2%, but that's okay, right? It's okay because the altcoins in general went up. And I do think that the general trend will prevail. The others dominance really only went up in the past after Bitcoin has already rallied. So we can add Bitcoin here at the bottom. The others dominance tended to rally after Bitcoin already made multiple X returns. That happened over here, right, in 2017. It also happened over here, this quick rally in 2021. Bitcoin already went from 3.5K up to its new all-time high. And Bitcoin did hit new all-time highs. The altcoins did not rally, and I think the reason for that is that the appreciation was simply too slow. The long-term holders of Bitcoin just took profit along the way. The appreciation was too slow that we couldn't get enough attention on crypto, and other asset classes outperformed Bitcoin. That was the major problem. Have a look at Google Trends, for example. When you look at the searches for Bitcoin and BTC, let's look at Bitcoin. When you look at that trend over time, right, we didn't really go up that much. When we look at the all-time chart, when we appreciate very quickly in Bitcoin, that's then when subsequently the altcoins can go up, right? So that was true in 2017, that was true in 2021. Subsequently, the altcoins did very well, and there's simply not enough attention on crypto when the appreciation is so slow. And when there's not enough new people coming into the space, then the altcoins have a bad time, and so I do not think that they will outperform anytime soon. I do think that the others dominance will continue to go down, or at least the altcoin prices will continue to go down.